Welcome in, everyone. I am the Crypto Bull God, and this is all in the charts. If you appreciate the content, make sure to hit the thumbs up button, drop me a comment, click the bell icon for all notifications to know when I go live, and feel free to drop me a comment. It looks like the chat is working. I don't need to refresh today's browser. So live streaming at an odd time today, a little atypical. This is why it's important that you do click all notifications in the event you can join me live. Of course, even if you can't join me live, you can always look obviously at today's live stream or a daily live stream later in the day. But glad to see several of you showing up today. Juan, you are one consistent motherfucker. Thank you for joining the live stream, guys. Just a quick announcement here for those that didn't see it on my X earlier. Let me share this with you. Good morning, everyone. Merry Christmas. Happy Kwanzaa. Happy holidays. Happy Hanukkah. Happy Festivus for the rest of us. And if I forgot your holiday and you're offended, that's your problem, not mine. But I hope you can join me Thursday evening for a 1-year update on my surgery related to my thyroid surgery related to my cancer diagnosis. I have a lot of things that I can share that I learned for anyone that unfortunately is going through anything similar. I can kind of share you on things I learned along the way, some struggles I had, some opportunities I had to just better myself, and anything that comes to mind. So I hope you can join me. I'll drop a link to the YouTube link tomorrow evening around 5:30. Hope to see you there. All right. Now, tomorrow, so that's the announcement for tomorrow. So I'm not going to be doing all in the charts tomorrow, but given that I communicated a time of 5 to 5:30, I'm not going to change that up, right? So I will be going live tomorrow around 5 to 5:30. I see all your comments in the chat here. Thank you so much for stopping by, guys. Yeah, so that's what's going to be going on tomorrow. So I'll have today's daily live stream. Tomorrow is going to be a 1-year update on my surgery and diagnosis. And then more than likely what I'm going to do, I'm not going to commit to it right now, but more than likely what I'll do is live stream on Sunday. I'll try to get out a live stream on Sunday, Monday, because things are going to get a little hairy going into the following week due to travel. So I don't think I'm going to live stream next Tuesday. I definitely won't be live streaming next Wednesday. But I will be taking my laptop with me, so my live streams, again, might be a little bit different. But I'll try to live stream where I can. Obviously, I'm traveling for the holidays to see family. So just as an FYI, I'll actually be away from South Florida for a couple weeks. So let's get into a little bit of an update of what's going on. You know, what's interesting about this price action is Bitcoin, okay, if we just kind of think about high level what's going on here, Bitcoin has been maintaining a price level right around $100,000, and the market just, I don't know, it seems to have digested that very well, and it's like normality at this point. And it's kind of crazy to think about because, you know, it really wasn't that long ago that, you know, we spent a lot of time talking about that psychological level of $100,000 and would we get there? Would we fall short? Would we explode past it? So clearly, I mean, what's going on here is we're in an uptrend. I mean, I don't know how else to paint it for you guys. I mean, we got all these higher lows coming in. Remember the funny day we live streamed when all this volatility came in? I was unfazed. I had no emotional reaction to it because I see the bigger picture that I'm attempting to share with you. We're clearly in an uptrend. We're going through all this consolidation here. And again, in my opinion, what this is setting up for is for an ultimate run up towards the 110 to 130 area, at which point I do see there being, you know, a decent pullback in Bitcoin. And then we'll have to kind of assess if the market has topped or if Bitcoin has topped. Or if we're going to get one more last leg going into the end of the year. Now, another interesting fact, we're going to hit on a couple charts that we didn't look at yesterday. Another interesting fact, and I forget if I shared this with you yesterday, but I posted about this recently a couple times now on X. I am seeing several people talk about the idea that the market cycle could top earlier than expected, right? And earlier than expected would be sometime in the first or second quarter of next year. Literally, I don't see anyone talking about the possibility that this cycle could go longer than expected. So if we follow a typical 4-year cycle and what we have seen in the past, and all we can do is use history to help us make informed decisions, because else it's just conjecture, right? We've experienced 2 alt seasons. Okay, now, albeit 2021 was a little bit different because it was more selective on that second alt season, but you had 2 alt seasons, and Bitcoin's blow-off top was in the first half of the year, but it ultimately, its highest price level, part of that correction, wasn't until the latter part of 2021. In 17, we had 2 full-blown alt season, and Bitcoin just went on a parabolic rise all the way up to near $20,000. So if we were to look at that quote-unquote 4-year cycle and measure out the distance from the halving date to the projected top in Bitcoin, it puts us, I believe, at somewhere near October, maybe November. But the question you have to ask yourself, since everyone's talking about, well, Bitcoin could top in March or April or something like that, why is no one talking about the possibility that maybe we don't top until the end of December, January, February, March of in 2026? Am I saying that that's my opinion? No, I'm not saying that that's my opinion or what I think is going to happen. But I find it interesting right now because typically the market will do what fewest participants believe. A lot of people are super focused, in my opinion, from what I'm seeing, and I spend a lot of time in this space. Again, if you were to look at my life, lifting, crypto, and actuary, that is my life, ladies and gentlemen. So I spend a lot of time in this space, and from what I've seen, I've seen more and more people gravitate towards this idea that people were fixated on this month. I remember reading posts a couple months ago talking about, and some people I follow on here talking about Bitcoin topping in December, which I thought was silly. I mean, anything's possible, but I thought it was kind of silly. You're seeing a lot of people just constantly wanting to call a top and now saying it's going to occur earlier than expected. We'll let the charts speak for ourselves, right? We're not going to interject our emotional beliefs. We're not going to fall victim to the herd mentality that a pro-crypto president is being elected and now everything's going to be different. It's a different paradigm. I've communicated well enough on this channel that that's the easiest way to lose money and round trip things, okay? Until proven otherwise, we're going to continue to go through this cyclical price action within the market. So that's what's going on with Bitcoin. Not really too many updates here. In terms of Caspa, again, we just took a look at this yesterday. I don't know if you had an opportunity to join me. I was on a Spaces earlier today on X and just kind of spoke to the fact that, one, we're forming higher highs and higher lows. It's one of the most basic things you want to look for a trend reversal to the upside. The other thing that I said, not surprisingly, this prior swing high here at 18 cents, I said based on prior confluence, 18 to 19 cents would give us a problem. So it's not surprising we got rejected from here. Once we clear this level, though, with conviction, I believe we're going to be going with haste towards 30 plus cents. So Caspa's looking good. Bitcoin dominance, again, we love to see a big wick here on the weekly. The way to interpret that is buyer exhaustion. That's Bitcoin dominance exhaustion. That's strength coming into the altcoins. We hit on a point yesterday that, typically it's any chart. It's not the Bitcoin dominance chart. It's any chart. When there's a pattern present and we confirm a break of that pattern to the most likely direction, it's very common to see price action want to go back to the home that it knew. It wants to go back home. This is the home that dominance knew right here. And it got kicked out of the house, and now it wants to come back in, but it's getting rejected. So this is, again, not surprising price action, what we're seeing. If we check out Ethereum here, we just had a conversation yesterday that we didn't want to see, and I wasn't expecting to see, but didn't want to see a bearish engulfing candle on the weekly. And I said, hey, guys, it's Tuesday. Right? We got Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. We still have a lot of the week left. As you can see, this body's getting thinner as I expected it to be. I would love to see this week for Ethereum to close at 3,800 or above. Right now, we're just about at 3,800, so good to see. Solana, same thing. These price wicks, man, price is just getting bought up down here. The story behind this chart is we're just trying to form our base, right? And it shouldn't be surprising. I have these areas of price confluence here that we're finding support right in here. As long as we don't start to break below $200, I'm fine with this price action. It's just going to be a matter of time until Look at this. We've double topped here. We've come all the way back up here. We topped out here at 270. We came right back up to 270. And now we're just consolidating before our breakup. You're going to see, in my opinion, you're going to see Solana well over $400 early next year. So we'll have to see how that call goes. So a couple charts that I wanted to take a look at that I didn't look at with you yesterday. I wanted to take a look at Total 3. So just as a reminder, Total 3, because I know a lot of us are interested in the altcoin space. Total 3 is going to take a look at the entire crypto market, but it's going to take out Bitcoin and it's going to take out Ethereum. Now, the nice thing behind that, and the reason I really don't like to take a look at Total 2 in particular, Bitcoin and Ethereum, because their market caps are so high, it skews the view of a chart. And in many ways, when you look at the total chart, it really mirrors Bitcoin. And in many ways, when you look at the Total 2 chart, it's heavily comprised of Ethereum. Because the Total 2 is just all of the altcoins. So you're just stripping out Bitcoin from the total calculation. So I really like to look at Total 3 and Total Others the more that time has gone on here. Total 3 is going to be all of your altcoins except Ethereum. So as we can see here on a monthly view, we've broken out from the bull pennant, right? We talked about this bull pennant a while ago. Look at this. Look at this candle, guys. Man, I hope that you can appreciate this. This is a hell of a breakout. We broke out in the month of November. I mean, guys, come on. Total 3 had a 60% up move. 60%. A lot of that was driven by a lot of those OG coins. You had a lot of strong movements in XRP, XLM, HBAR, Algorand. A lot of those older coins started to move, and they really positively contributed to the move to this chart, right? At the end of the day, it doesn't matter what projects you're affiliated with or believe in. You want the entire industry to do well, in generalities. If there's a bad actor in the market, obviously you don't want to see that. But in generalities, you want to see all the projects do well because it's going to lead to a view like this, right? You don't want half the market to be suffering. You want the whole market to be enthusiastic. So very, very solid price action going on here. Technically, this is the confirming candlestick, but I feel confident turning that into green. So right now, we're just, actually, when we look at this, we didn't look at this before, but we've double topped. So in November 21, we came up to this approximately $1.1 trillion market cap. We came right up there, right? So similar price action to Solana. Get off here. You can see we've round tripped all the way back up to here, right? So the technical target, it looks like I have drawn. Is this correct? Why do I have that drawn there? That's interesting. Doesn't appear to be correct. This is the pennant. Let me redraw that. I'm not sure what happened to this. So our break was approximately here. Okay. So if we draw that here. Yeah, I don't know why I have that drawn like that. Not sure. But the technical target puts us up towards 1.4. I don't know why I have 1.9 drawn. Maybe I was looking at a fib extension. Anyway, that puts us up towards about 1.4. Now, the technical target, anytime I'm charting something out and I'm showing you what a technical target is, that's just an initial price level to shoot for. It could underwhelm in a sense, and it could fall short of that target. It could reach that target and blow well past it, which is what I'm expecting. But that's at least an initial target. So if we take a look at the price indicators, that's funny to think about us being back here. This is why you guys remain patient. You have to stay patient in this market, because how many times have I come out here and said that things change on a dime and narratives change quickly and all these things? These past 2 days we saw significant downside. Now we're seeing significant upside. You have to embrace and welcome volatility in this market, because volatility, some people look at volatility as something only to the downside. Volatility also exists to the upside, right? The reason that this asset these assets in this market can appreciate so much, in large part is due to the level of volatility that exists. Without that volatility, you wouldn't see the massive price appreciation to the upside. So you have to be able to stomach. Do you guys work your abs every day? I work my abs every day. You have to be able to stomach volatility to the downside in order to reap the benefits, the true benefits of being in this market. So as we can see on the monthly here, all these indicators look great. I don't know what's the RSI at. I mean, the RSI is above 70. We haven't been. This is a really key point. This relative strength index has not sustained it. You can see here we tried to peak above. We've spoken a lot on this channel about the significance of the 70 RSI, in particular on the weekly Bitcoin chart, and even the 2-week chart. But it really works the same for a lot of these assets. That really, even though 70 starts to signal things getting in overbought territory, that's a true statement. However, it's also a true statement to say things can remain overbought for extended periods of time. And what we see, let's go back in time, the times when we have gotten above 70, okay, when we were at and above 70 here, this is when we had our massive run in the entire market. This is when the market really heats up and you get true euphoria. We're just starting. That's why I say we're in the very early innings of this. We just started to get above 70 here. We're going to see I'm going to leave this circle here. We're going to see massive movements up here. This chart doesn't go back to 2017. That sucks. But you can see once we're above 70 historically on the RSI, that means we're going to see some significant upside. Stochastic RSI looks great. You want to see the stochastic RSI up in these overheated territories, and the MACD looks phenomenal. Let's take a look at total others. Now, the distinction here is total others is going to wipe out your top 10. So you're really focusing heavily on the altcoins. I mean, you are on both charts, but you're taking out the top 10 here. So, wow, look at this. We've essentially, this is on a weekly. Look at this, guys. This is our top. Round trip all the way back up. So this view looks very similar. The whole market, are you not getting what I'm communicating here? The whole market is on the precipice of a mass explosion up. I find it absolutely entertaining and ridiculous when I see accounts on X talking about this being the cycle top. I mean, I said this yesterday. People that are making those statements either have no idea what they're talking about, they don't know what they're looking at, or they're allowing their emotions to completely guide their decisions, and they think, oh my God, I see a news article, or I hear someone talking about it on TV, so it must be the top of the market. Or it's people who are just being disingenuous. I don't know what it is, but you really have to not know what you're talking about and be completely stupid and ignorant to the market to think that we have topped right here. Like, we are literally on the precipice of a massive breakout, okay? Total 3 and total others are both right up here, consolidating at all-time highs. We didn't come up here, get a strong rejection, and die down here and go back to 200 billion. No. We're consolidating up here. We're going to see a lot of volatility, guys. Volatility. I've used the word volatility in today's live stream like 100 times already. But we're going to see a massive breakup. If we look at look at this volume coming in. Let's go to the monthly. Let's see how that, since we looked at total 3. Oh my God. Look at the volume coming in here, guys. Volume precedes price action. We're getting heavy volume going right into all-time highs. This thing is going to go well over $1 trillion. I want you to consider the fact that back in 2018, we peaked out at about $80 billion outside of the total 3 market cap. That's crazy to think about. Then in 2021, we topped out at 500. We are going well over $1 trillion. Okay? I don't know what the top's going to be. No one knows what the top's going to be. I actually, speaking of which, if you are following me on X, I put out an interesting post yesterday. So, and I do plan to refine this. That's what this says here. I plan on refining this at some point. However, note that what I'm sharing here implies that anything in the top 10 will be well above 100 billion. So what I did is I took a really quick historical view of the market, and I tried to project forward theoretically what the market caps of the top 30 cryptocurrency projects would be, looking at a total market cap ranging between 7 trillion and 10 trillion. I think I think I communicated before, my ultimate range that I'm targeting is between 7 to 12, right? But I did 10 here. So if we have a similar, it's actually very simplistic. If we have a similar, as long as we hit 7 to 12 trillion, if we have a similar distribution within the top 30 as what we've experienced in the past, this in generalities is what you'll see. Now, it's important to keep in mind that really probably a more appropriate way to communicate this view would be to provide ranges. I just didn't get that precise, and that's maybe where I'll refine things. This isn't signaling to you what the absolute tops are. So for market cap ranking 14, with a $7 trillion market cap, I'm not telling you the highest price target will be a $40 billion market cap, but 40 billion is going to be pretty close to the top. Maybe it's 48. Maybe there's a 20% margin there. Maybe it's 48. But whether there's a 20% margin, a 15% margin, or as much as a 25% margin, this gives you a very good idea of what you can expect, because we spend a lot of time, okay? We spend a lot of time talking about two things. Some of us do. One is just how high can the total cryptocurrency market cap go? And secondly, some of us spend a lot of time about theoretically something we hold, how high it could go. This actually helps you to visualize what's realistic and possible, right? To give you an example, if Caspa, it's my largest altcoin holding, if Caspa truly wants to hit a $100 billion plus market cap next year, this is telling you've at least got to get to the top 11, if not maybe the top 12 with some margin here, maybe even 13. I could see 13. But the total market cap of the entire market would have to be at 10 trillion in this case. Here you'd have to definitively get into the top 11. So this realistically tells you what is and is not possible. If you're holding something and it's going to be between 20 to 30, these are giving you realistic market caps, okay? So I found this to be really helpful. And again, I'll refine this over time. It's going to be very interesting. I saw DT's comment. DT, I'm not sure if you're listening, but I saw his comment to fill in the top 20. Of course, if I did the top 20, I'd fill in the top 30. I don't know if I'm going to do that because, quite frankly, when you study prior cycles, one of the things that you realize is there's always at least one project right now, as we speak, there is one project that not a whole lot of people are talking about that's going to make a huge push into the top 20, okay? Something that could have a 100 market cap ranking, something that could be in the 90s or 80s or 70s, maybe 120s. It's going to just make a huge push into the top 20. So I don't know, is anyone here familiar with any websites, any sites or apps at all that track the movements of crypto projects in terms of that track projects in terms of how fast certain assets are moving up? So meaning anything that highlights top performing crypto projects within the top 200 that have accelerated market cap ranking positions, meaning if something moved up from rank 200 to 150 in the course of a week. I'm not aware of any sites that kind of highlight those top performers, but drop a comment below if you're familiar. Todd, CBG putting in the social media work today. Listen to him. Oh, very, very nice. Earlier on in X-Space, sharing cast knowledge. Thank you so much, Todd, for joining. You know that super chats are never expected, but always appreciated, kind sir. I'm glad you were able to join the spaces. I really appreciate when Gabriel reaches out to me and invites me to those spaces. I like participating in them. And generally I provide TA commentary. It's not that I can't talk about the fundamentals. It's just when you listen to the other people on the spaces, they're a lot more tech savvy on that side than I am. I'm a lot more proficient with the TA. So, but I love hearing what's going on with the project, other people's thoughts and perspectives. So glad you could join. And those spaces, by the way, for anyone who, I did repost it today, for anyone who didn't have the opportunity to join, you can watch these again, right? You can listen to the, I wonder how many people joined. Oh, 932 tuned in. So decent showing, definitely a decent showing. Let's see who else we have in here. Adam, very nice to see you on the live stream. Very, very nice to see. Hands up. Cheese from the Netherlands. Keep this time. Yeah. I'll do this time, here and there where I can. But glad to have you on, my friend. Brad Pitt. I'll call you Brad Pitt. Do you think Kaspa Kai will create coin accrual in 2025, or the smart contract crescendo update will be its big catalyst along with T1 listings? Not Cymer K2 will create. I'm not sure what your last statement is saying, but I think there are a lot of things on the horizon in 2025 for Kaspa on that, to your point, that crescendo roadmap. There's a whole host of things coming up. One of the things I was trying to share on the spaces earlier today is, man, when I look back on a young CBG in this space before I was even CBG, my biggest mistakes in this space were made by not being patient, right? I mean, I got into the market for a reason, and you would think if I felt convicted on what I was holding, I would have just sat on it for years, and I didn't. I over-rotated, I got impatient, I made a lot of rookie mistakes, but the great thing about life is when you have those things take place in your life, you always have a choice. You can either get upset by things, and you can be stubborn and hard-headed and say you know what you're doing and move forward and operate in the same way. That's called insanity, doing the same thing over and over and expecting a different result. Or you can take time to pause, self-reflect, and then ask yourself how you messed up, what you could do differently, so that you can grow and move forward and be more successful. So the thing that I've communicated with Kaspa is I feel so confident regarding the tech and the fundamentals. So confident. And I think in due time, there's going to be a lot of eyeballs on this project, and it's going to gain significant momentum, but I'm just going to be patient. Very, very patient. Oh, boy. I think you're just trolling. No, I do not take any substances whatsoever. I work my ass off. I would invite you to go to the gym that I go to and see how I work out. I've been doing this for 28 years. I just eat healthy, try to get good sleep. The reality is most people don't know what's possible naturally, lifting weights or working out, because most people don't put in the due diligence and time to be consistent. They actually know what they're doing. They spend the time stretching and warming up and doing all the things to prevent injuries. They aren't consistent over extended, I'm talking multitude of years. They aren't consistent their entire life to actually see what's possible. 43 next month, and I've been doing this since June of 1996. So, no, never touched anything, never will. They say never will touch anything. Never putting any of that shit in my body. Doge is looking good. We haven't covered this on the live stream in a little bit, but you can see here. Now, I don't know, I forget what the market cap high was last time. I think it fell short of 100 billion. This thing's going to go well over 100 billion. I started doing the math on it. You know what's crazy? You want to have a little bit of fun real quick? Let's have a little bit of fun with Doge. Okay, Doge, by the way, looks great. I don't really think I need to comment on the chart too much. I mean, it's consolidating and waiting for a big move up. Let me Okay, so let's take a look at Doge's market cap. Doge's market cap is at a $60 billion market cap. If we go back to my post, okay, and I think it got up to position 3 last time. Let's say now I am of the firm belief that something similar to what Murad talked about with meme coins is going to occur. In fact, something I'm going to be actively doing, and I meant to do yesterday, I will be actively tracking how many meme coins are in the top 100, because my prediction there is that by the end of the first quarter of next year, it's going to be substantially higher than it is now. So we will see. I did post about that a little bit ago, but I haven't given an update in a little bit. But what's interesting is, let's theoretically say that we hit a $10 trillion market cap. Okay, let's go with the most bullish scenario that's listed here. And let's say that Doge manages to get up around ranking 5. Okay, that puts it, and we'll say between 4 and 5. That puts it between a $3 to $350 billion market cap. You do realize that is like a 5 to nearly 6x from here, which would put Doge 2 to 240. Okay, 2 to 240 Doge. That is insanity, but that's what the market cap is. You have to understand. This is why a view like this, just try to put something together high level, is invaluable, because it really contextualizes what's possible and not possible, right? Doge isn't going to $10. Don't let anyone tell you Doge is going to $5. It's not going to $5. It's not going to $10. But is that $2 level reasonable? Yeah, who the hell knows? Maybe it goes as high as $3 and it starts to get up to market cap ranking 3. But yeah, that it just gives you a line of sight into what's reasonable. Yeah, XDC went from 5 million daily volume to 130. That's crazy. Well, clearly I need to do a little bit of homework there, Brad Pitt. I don't think that I had any other updates. The market's just uber bullish. What can I tell you? I mean, if your portfolio isn't up substantially today, I don't even know what you're in. Pretty much everything's in the green. The only reason MOG's in the red a little bit is because it had such a large run up. I mean, my MOG portfolio went up substantially in the past couple weeks. I think that's it, guys. I think that's going to do it. Again, I hope that I see you here tomorrow for a very different type of live stream of a more serious note. And looking forward to it. Looking forward, as always, to sharing knowledge for people who are going through challenging times. I have a lot of information I can share, which hopefully will be of use to at least one person out there, even if it's just one person. So, all right, guys, until next time, let's all spread awareness. Let's carry the education forward. Take care. Things are mega, mega bullish.